Happy video day, guys. So for today's video, we're going to be doing a ranking video. I'm going to be ranking all my concealers from the best to the worst. I'm going to show you guys which concealers I think are amazing and then which concealers in my collection I basically don't think are that great anymore. If you guys are new to this channel, hi, I'm Christina Brooke. This is the Glam Ranch. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave so you find my channel again. And let's get right into this ranking video because I've got a few concealers here and I really want to show you guys which ones I think are amazing. So I think I'm going to work my way up to the best in this video. So we're going to start with the worst concealers and we're going to go all the way up to the best. And when I say worst, I say that lightly. These are not the worst concealers. These are the worst concealers in my collection. Some of the really bad ones I have already decluttered. They're gone. I don't even have them anymore. So I would say these are the ones that are my keepers, the worst to the best. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, all of these concealers do work. They all do their job pretty decent. That's why they're still sitting in my collection. But of course, there's some all-stars in here. And then there's some that, you know, maybe I'll just use them for a cut crease or two. So we're going to start off with the worst concealer in my collection. And that is this guy right here. It's this guy right here. This is the Lockit concealer from Kat Von D. This one has to be the worst concealer that I currently have in my collection right now. It is just a really difficult concealer to blend out. It kind of actually looks cakey. It just doesn't even really do such a fantastic job covering dark circles. So it's almost like it kind of just gives you really cakey looking eyes and I'm not into it. I use this mostly for cut creases now and that's why it's still in my collection. This one a lot of people like. I am so sorry if you're somebody out there that loves this concealer, but it just doesn't work that great for me. This one right here is from Makeup Revolution. This is the Conceal and Define. When I first tried this concealer in my first impression, I was pretty like, hey, this looks like it could be a contender to to Shape Tape. And I was kind of like, well, maybe this is a good concealer. I was kind of feeling it until I wore it multiple times and started to realize it creases so heavily. This concealer is made for people who don't have fine lines. It really creases a lot and it just doesn't even look that great after a few hours of wear. It doesn't last that long. It's just not a good concealer for more mature skin. In my opinion, I'm not a huge fan of this. If you guys have perfect under eyes, you might love this, but for me, So the next one I would tell you guys is this one here. This is another fan favorite. This is the Liquid Camouflage from Catrice. Now, the problem that I have with this one is it does conceal. I don't think it is the best concealer in the world. The problem I have with this one is it does conceal. I don't think it's as high coverage as I would have expected it to have been. And besides that, it does pretty much crease on me as well. And I just feel like this is another concealer that I feel like if you have very good under eyes, don't have that many wrinkles, and maybe don't have too much dark circle to cover, you probably love this and it'll probably work amazing for you. But in my case, since I do struggle with dark circles and I have little fine lines coming out, it just doesn't do that great of a job for me and I tend to not use this one at all. So the next one I'm going to show you guys is this right here. So this one here is a new concealer to me. It's from e.l.f. I have worn this a few times already. The color that I purchased is way too light for me. But besides that, it's a thicker concealer. It doesn't cover as much as I thought it was going to. I don't feel like it creased on me, so that was kind of a positive thing, but the only thing I did notice, it kind of broke apart and actually gave me an effect of drying under my eyes. I would actually wear this one. It's not the horrible concealer, but compared to some of the other concealers in my collection, it's just not living up to the other ones. So this is another one that I really thought I was going to love so much. This is from Fenty Beauty, and I really thought I was going to love this concealer. This one doesn't really cover that well if you have dark circles. This doesn't really do too much for dark circles. It doesn't really cover them as much as I would have wanted it to cover. And I just felt for the price point and everything I heard about it, I thought this was going to be a super full coverage concealer, and it's really not. So that is why it is closer to the bottom of the spectrum. So the next one that I have here is this one from Flower Beauty. I was actually pretty impressed with this concealer for being a drugstore Flower Beauty type of concealer. It has that luminosity that I love under the eye, which I felt like the e.l.f. concealer was really lacking. This one really gave you that beautiful luminosity under the eyes. It covered decent. It was not extreme full coverage, so we're still not getting to the point that I'm like, wow, this really covers so great. It does cover. It's pretty good. It didn't really crease too much. It creased a little bit, but it had a really beautiful effect to the eye, so that's why I really like this one a lot. Now we have this one here from Huda Beauty. This is the Overachiever Concealer. I really thought I was going to enjoy this more than I do. I feel like it is an extremely full coverage concealer, so this is probably the most full coverage I have out of all my concealers. This has such a strong scent to it, guys. It's so overpowering. You really continue to smell it throughout the day, which really kind of aggravates me. It is so thick of a concealer that you honestly need to have a really, really thick foundation on as well when you wear this. Otherwise, it's just too much. It's like one of those concealers that you want to hide everything and you want to go out full glam and you got that full glam foundation on. You throw on this concealer, everything will work good together. But if you just try using this like kind of like an everyday concealer, I feel like it's just way too much. So this one here is from Laura Mercier. It's the Flawless Fusion. Now this one here is beautiful. It has a great luminosity to it. It has really nice coverage to it. I like the way it looks. To me, this is the only issue with it. I don't love the way it wears throughout the day. It's like one of those concealers that really stays in place and doesn't wear with the rest of your foundation. So by the end of the day, you have concealed eyes and most of your foundation is basically rubbed off. So that's the only issue with it. Like sometimes if I want to wear it, I'm like, yes, that's going to stay good. But you got to make sure you have a foundation that lasts really long too, or you will have raccoon eyes at the end of the night. It covers and it stays long. It just maybe stays a little too long, but it's a beautiful concealer. So the Maybeline Age Rewind is another one that I have to mention. It has disappeared because my daughter apparently thinks that it is a paintbrush. It has a sponge on the top, which is kind of very enticing to any toddlers. So if you guys have toddlers, be careful with your Age Rewind. It will disappear. So yeah, that is a great concealer, drugstore. It blends great. It gives you really nice coverage. I use that concealer a lot for like everyday wear because it really, really wears really nice on the skin. It doesn't look too cakey. It looks really nice on the skin. It's a fantastic drugstore concealer. Here, this is the KKW Beauty Concealer. I really do enjoy this concealer a lot. It's a beautiful concealer. It covers under the eyes. It doesn't crease. It gives you really nice coverage. It looks really great on the skin. It wears nice. This is a very, very, very good concealer and I just really, really enjoy it. Do I grab it all the time? I don't. This is like one of those that I don't grab all the time, but I really, really enjoy it. And a concealer that I actually like to wear a lot is this one right here from Loreal. This is the Loreal Infallible Concealer. And guys, this one here is actually pretty similar to Tarte Shape Tape. It gives you really good coverage. Shape Tape is a lot stronger of coverage, but this one's pretty good. And it just blends really nice into the skin. It wears pretty. It looks good. It's not that expensive. It's drugstore. And I think it's a very, very good concealer. I see myself grabbing this one pretty often during the week, or if I'm just going somewhere like the grocery store and I don't want to go grab one of my high-end concealers, I'll grab this one and it looks fantastic and I really enjoy it. We're getting to the top of the list here, guys, so this is pretty exciting. I'm going to share with you guys this one here. So this is from Marc Jacob and I actually really enjoy this concealer. I found that I use this concealer pretty often. I just like the stick format. It's easy for me to kind of just put it on my face. I also have two colors in this, so I spot conceal with one. I also conceal under the eyes with the other one. I actually have not set this in the past and it doesn't really crease on me. It's a beautiful formula. It blends really nice. You can use your fingers to blend it out. It's an easy to use formula. It's not very complicated and I really enjoy it. I've really enjoyed this one a lot. So if you guys want to know any of the colors of the shades that I wear in all these concealers, I'm going to put them all down below next to the link of the concealer, so it's easy for you guys to find. So now we're getting into the top, guys. I want to tell you guys about this one here. So this is a sample size, but I have been enjoying this a lot. This is the Tarte Creaseless Concealer. Now, the only issue with this one is the luminosity is pretty bright. I would say that this is more for people with a little bit of fine lines or that they have maybe drier under eyes. So this is definitely going to give you an appearance of very hydrated under eyes. You need to enjoy that to like this concealer. It's very good for mature skin. It also is a little bit on the thick side, so that is a little bit thing that kind of threw me off a little bit. This concealer to me looks so good throughout the entire day. I know I only have a sample size of this concealer, but I've gone through it and I want to buy the full size because I think it's a great concealer. So now let's move on to the two top, and I don't think my two top have changed too much in the past year. Tarte Shape Tape is going to take the number 2 spot for me. I love Tarte Shape Tape. I mean, it is a thicker concealer. It is a little drying under the eyes, but it does such a good job. I feel like this concealer wears well. It's not one of those concealers that you get raccoon eyes at the end of the night. It kind of fades with your foundation, but it's very, very full coverage, and it blends really nice. Tarte Shape Tape really is great, and I think you guys know that if you watch almost any YouTube channel. Next, then the final one. This one is still my go-to and still one that I love very much, and that is the Double Wear from Estee Lauder. Guys, I really, really, really like this concealer. It is a great concealer if you have any fine lines, or if you have more mature skin and you want to have some luminosity under there and you want it to look healthy, you want it to look hydrated, but you want full coverage and you want everything to blend well. This is a fantastic concealer. It looks so good. I haven't found another one that I feel like, yes, like that is my go-to. This is still my go-to. It is a beautiful concealer. It looks amazing. It lasts great, and it is pretty damn spectacular. So guys, that is all I have for you guys on today's video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you did, give me your thumbs up, leave me your comments below, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.